What is up, my friends? Welcome back to the REF Sense YouTube channel. I hope everybody is having an amazing Christmas season thus far. So we talk a lot about fragrances and where to purchase fragrances here on the channel. A lot of times they are between one of two places, either online or at retail shops. However, there's one place that I do want to emphasize over the rest of them for this video, and we're talking about discount outlets. Here in the United States, we have discount outlet stores like Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Burlington. If you're overseas, I'm not sure if these shops exist, but these are stores that sell clothing items and all types of things that have some slight factory defects. So they sell like name brand things at ridiculously low prices. But while you're here, you can find some pretty simple and easy fragrances at very affordable prices as well. And that's what we're going to talk about today. 7 amazing fragrances that you can find at some of these discount outlet stores. Let's check these out. So before I start, let me say this about some of these factory outlet stores. They are not going to have incredibly high-end designers. Maybe once in a blue moon you'll find like a diamond in the rough type things, but most of their selection are going to be entry-level, easy to like, simple fragrances. All right, you're not going to find Creeds in there. You're not going to find high-end Dior, things like that. Additionally, the selection is going to depend on where you live, and what I mean by that is the variety of fragrances they have. Here in Central Florida where I live in a town called Winter Haven, and we've got about 50,000 people that live here. So we've got a TJ Maxx, we've got a Ross in Burlington and some of the outlying cities and stuff, but their selections are not very vast. However, I have been to larger cities like Orlando, Nashville, Tennessee, and it's like the selections there, they had a ton of fragrances to choose from. So be sure that you're aware of that, is that you may be shopping at one place that does not have the same stock as another place. So don't be afraid to go trying multiple stores. So let's get into our first fragrance. It is from the house of Azaro. This is Azaro Chrome. I don't talk about this one very much because honestly, it is not my favorite from the house. But this is a decent fragrance for what it is. It is a very citrusy, fresh, and it smells almost like a bar of soap, to be honest. It's got top notes like lemon, rosemary, neroli, and pineapple. And then there in the heart and in the base notes, you're gonna have jasmine and oak moss, so some cedar, sandalwood, cardamom, some musk. It's very aromatic, very citrusy, and it will leave you smelling clean and fresh for the spring and summertime. Now, this is going to run you about probably $30, $35 when you shop from these factory outlets. But there are, in my opinion, a lot better flankers of this Azaro. This is the Azaro Chrome, the OG, all right? You've got some Azaro Chrome Pure, Azaro Chrome Intense, which is awesome, Azaro Chrome Aqua, which is really good. A ton of different flankers for this one. But the original Azaro Chrome is probably going to be one that you see there on the shelves of your factory outlets. So think about picking this one up if you're looking for a spring and summertime fragrance that lasts about 5 to 6 hours. Next up, we have a fragrance that is incredibly popular amongst college students. Anytime that I talk about this fragrance on my TikTok channel, I get a ton of people that always say, I wear that to class. I wore that when I used to go to college. To this day, it is still one of the most bought, I think, for the college life. From the house of Burberry, we have Burberry Touch for men. It is green, it's aromatic, it is fresh, it is vibrant, it's quite nice, okay? It's got some top notes of violet leaf, mandarin orange, and then some heart notes that are of nutmeg, cedar, and white pepper. And then bringing up the base notes and tying it all together, we have tonka bean, and then what really stands out, the vetiver and the musk here. Now, I think this has a distinct similarity to Mont Blanc Individual, as it kind of has some qualities of fresh laundry detergent. You know what I'm saying? It's got that clean sense to it. but it is perfect for the spring and summertime, 6-7 hours of longevity. And when you shop at these discount outlets, I bought this 100 milliliter bottle for $40, okay? That is a great price for this amount of liquid. And it's very light, okay? I'm not gonna lie. Don't try to pull this off in the fall and winter time unless you live here in Florida or somewhere that does not participate in winter. The low temperature here gets about 60 degrees at the coldest parts of the year. So that's pretty much what you got to work with. But it does smell great. It is a great casual wear. Burberry Touch for men. Go check it out. You know what I just realized? That is the first time that Burberry Touch has shown up on this channel. I know I do a lot of repeats. The reason for that is because got about 215 bottles, and that seems like a lot, but when you make 2 videos a week with 7 videos per fragrance on average, you roll through them pretty quickly. But Burberry Touch, first time on here, and I think I'm gonna stick with that same genre and do another first. And I'm also gonna stick with the house of Burberry. It's gonna be Burberry London for men. Look at that presentation. It's got like this cloth, flannel, whatever it is on the outside. It looks kind of cool. It's hip, it's vibe, whatever you want to call it. This is a fall and winter fragrance that will cost you about $45 when you shop at Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, or whatever. I actually sprayed it on my skin and I'm kind of going through it, and I'm not gonna lie, this is not my favorite from Burberry, but I present this and talk about it because a lot of people say that they really enjoy this. And I've worn it a few times just to see if my mind would change. It hasn't really, but let's talk about it a little bit. When you first spray it on, you are hit quite hard with some cinnamon and bergamot at the top. They're very pronounced, okay? Some of the heart notes are supposed to be like mimosa and leather, but what you really get on the bottom is some oak moss and some gaiac wood or oud, okay? It's supposed to have some tobacco in there. I don't really pick that up quite as much, but they say it's in there, so I'm gonna trust them, you know. If you want, I mean, it really does work well for the fall, wintertime, even early spring. It's just the scent profile is just a little bit of a mess to me. That's not the same case for everybody, because remember, fragrance is subjective. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion of a fragrance, but I will say this about this one. It has very poor performance. All right, we're talking about 3.5 hours, even at $45, and that's on the high end. Even at about $45, I think that is pretty piss poor performance. So if you like the fragrance enough that you want to buy it, well then knock yourselves out. I have a couple of those fragrances where it's like, I don't care what the performance is, I simply love it and I'm going to continue to buy it. Dolce & Gabbana, the one Eau de Parfum, that's one of the ones for me. So if that's the case with this one, go for it. If performance is a big issue for you as it is for me, I would have second thoughts about this. Just being honest, but there it is. Burberry London. That's right, not Touch. Burberry London. Well, what do you know? This next fragrance is yet again making its first appearance on this channel. It's a hell of a day for fragrance reviews, isn't it? It is from the house of Perry Ellis. This is Perry Ellis Cobalt. Look at that ugly freaking bottle, man. I do not like this bottle at all. But it's what's inside the bottle that counts, right? And I'm going to tell you, I do like what's in here. It's kind of like a blue fragrance with flair. You know what I'm saying? The top notes are bergamot, ginger, and mandarin orange. And then it's got some middle notes with some clary sage and fig. Listen, fig is a note that is slept on, and this is one of the only fragrances that I have in my collection that have fig in it, okay? And then bringing up the base notes, we have sandalwood, some rum, cashmere, amber, and some other woody notes. So you kind of get a sense when you spray this on. You kind of get a sense that you're spraying something on that has the feel of something like Bleu de Chanel, but also has a little bit of flair with something like Mont Blanc Absolute or Hugo Boss The Scent. Kind of all of that mixed in there, but overall this is a great casual wear that I picked up from TJ Maxx for $25 in this 100 milliliter bottle. I think the fragrance is actually just in that circle part. All of this other stuff on here is just for show. What are you doing, Perry Ellis? Come on, get with the freaking program. But thank you for making a great fragrance, by the way. It lasts me 5 hours. I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to complain about that type of performance. Usually I would, but when you're only paying $25 for a fragrance, it's not going to be that big of a deal. It goes away, you spray it on again. Maybe you spray a little bit extra. Who cares, man? It's 25 bucks. Get over it. That is just fine for this, okay? Perry Ellis Cobalt. Be on the lookout for this one. Next up for fragrance number 5, I stuck with the house of Perry Ellis, and let me tell you guys, this is a hidden gem. I have talked about this fragrance about 2 or 3 times in previous videos, and I have yet to find another fragrance reviewer that has covered this one. Maybe they have, and I just haven't seen it. I'm just going to think to myself that I'm blazing a trail because it feels good. But I'm telling you, this one is phenomenal. It is Perry Ellis 360 Black. There it is. This is a wonderful fall and wintertime fragrance that I wear quite often. And I only paid $17 for this 50 milliliter bottle. When it comes to the 360 line, so many people are familiar with the Perry Ellis 360 Red, which is almost a spot-on rendition of Acqua di Gio. All right, but this one right here has some amazing notes of amber, tobacco, nutmeg, suede, cardamom, and ginger. It's really the suede, tobacco, and ginger that stand out the most to me when I spray this on, but it's got 5 to 6 hours of longevity. If you like an edgier type smell like Bulgari Man in Black, then you are really, really going to love this fragrance. Take it from me, if you see this fragrance in one of the stores, purchase it. It is blind buy worthy and you will not regret it, okay? Perry Ellis 360 Black. Pick it up as soon as possible. Next up for fragrance number 6, we're gonna go with a really easy to wear casual fragrance that you can sport day or night, any time of the year. And it is a great fragrance for the price. From the house of Lacoste, we have Lacoste Pour Homme. Now I bought this one blindly. I saw it on the shelf and I just wanted something else from Lacoste. I already had Lacoste Blanc, which is amazing, by the way. But I was like, I want to get something else. So I bought this one blindly, and I was not disappointed in the least with how this thing smells. It is a really good mix between sweet, woody, and spicy. It has some top notes that are some of my favorite fresh notes, by the way. Apple, grapefruit, and plum. Amazing, amazing notes. It is a great scent profile. And then as it starts drying down, you're hit with some cinnamon, vanilla, rum, sandalwood, cedar, and a little bit of musk in there. So you see how it kind of all throws it in the mix there with that scent profile. And it sounds like it's going to be a little bit of a jumbled mess, but that's not the case. I think this is a great fragrance if you are in middle school or high school. Yes, I said middle school. That is a great age to start wearing fragrance. You're getting into, you know, your own hygiene, setting some really good habits for yourself that are going to last a lifetime. All right, that is a perfect age to start wearing fragrances, and this is an amazing one for middle school, for high school, and college age. You can pull it off anytime. I wear it. I'm 38 years old, going to be 39 next month. And so you can't go wrong with this. Lasts about 6 hours, and for the $35 price tag, that's not a bad thing. So Lacoste Pour Homme, get it. Last up on this list, we have a designer fragrance that is pretty commonly found in some of these discount outlet stores. And a lot of people do debate on this one, whether it's a good fragrance, a bad fragrance. Some people love it, some people hate it. From the house of Versace, we have Versace The Dreamer, and a very mature and unique scent profile on this. It is floral, it's powdery, some ambery notes in there, but very, very slightly, a little bit musky, but definitely one that will make you stand out, okay? It's got some top notes that are a little bit herbaceous with some juniper, some tarragon, and then Bringing in the heart notes and base notes, we've got iris, lily, tobacco blossom, and amber. So there's not much to say on this other than you better be ready. Okay, this is a fragrance that is not for the faint of heart, and like I said, you're either going to love it or you are going to hate it. It is not a young man's fragrance whatsoever, but you are going to stand out. It is office safe. It is good for formal occasions as well. I get myself about 8 hours off of my skin with this, and it projects pretty well. I only spray it on about twice because I think a little bit more can be, I don't want to say offensive, but it can be overwhelming to some people, especially yourself. It's pretty easy to smell on yourself. But in terms of price, when it comes to buying this in the discount stores, it's about $40, sometimes $45, depending on where you shop. Different stores have different prices, and so there you have it. It's definitely going to help round out any collections of Versace that you may have, and I think it's a great fragrance. I like it myself. So Versace The Dreamer, there you go. And there we go, my friends, a really good mix of fragrances that I found at discount factory outlets. And I promise if you take the time to look around, you can find some good ones too. If you've ever been shopping for fragrances in these stores, I promise I know the struggle sometimes, that a lot of times these shelves are not very well kept up. Some pretty bad fragrances are thrown in the mix there, but I promise if you look around, if you take the time to sift through the rabble, look towards the back of the shelves, you're gonna find something good. Okay, so just keep your eyes open. In the meantime, I hope everybody has enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Check out all of my other social media channels, and I hope to see you again next time. Be blessed, my friends.